Who was sitting by the table? Who was anybody at the time?
The Kvuim by the table. The Rebbe, Shmuel Levitin, Ichachugin, whatever.
Showing me here its line.
And Shmuel David. The other Shmuel Levitin. A Shag. The years that Delta came back, he would be there. Barry.
Barry? Oh, here we go.
Oh. There you go.
Back up.
Come to the bottom. Sure. Till certainly the middle class. Yankel Katz, Heshe Katz,
Simpson?
no, Yomtiv, Yomtiv, used to say that.
There was a question asked before, and I missed the answer. What was the two?
We'll get the Shvei
No
HaMoshe.
sound.
There was no sound, you didn't hear the Rebbe at all.
I'm sorry, Yankel Katz came playing one kid.
He only had one boy.
Oh, is there a special tune by Sydney?
He only had one boy.
Yankel Katz had one boy, Heshe Katz, oh my God.
Who was Victor Katz?
Who was who?
Victor Katz, isn't it? The grandfather?
I don't know who Victor Katz. That was. But Yoida Makira, he only had one son. He was in my class. Heshe with Heshe.
There's a Victor Katz from Chicago.
I don't know any Victor Katz. In Chicago, there was a Benjamin Katz.
Father's father was here?
That's a nephew.
Nephew?
Show you. Getting back. But when Mele saw the Haggadah for the first time, he went through it carefully. And he said, "Das ist doch mehr die Ergebnis. Nehmt doch von Rishenim und Achrenim, Pasken das und Pasken verkehrt." So, I mean, to do Chabitz and Haggadah, I just want to say one word about it. Chareses. Take a look what the Rebbe says about Chareses. He says, Zecha Latif, שנשתבדו בידינו ונסו מדובר של קיור. Something sharp. Then in the Haggadah, in the back, which now is printed together, then it was only in the back, the additions. Chareses, sagt Nikro Shmei Chareses, Zecher Lelveino, Shehi Maise Chasis. That's in the Haggadah in the back. Kior, why is it? Because of Kaplan. What is Kaplan? Wärme, geht da rein, you dig it into the Chareses, and all of a sudden, geht da weg die Wärme, und starb da weg, und starb wird, merkt man den Essen. A Wärme. But allemal gelernt Pshat that it's not it's a virus of some sort, or salmonella, a poison. And the salmonella, when you put it into something sharp, lemon juice, acid, or in this case wine, so it weakens it. It weakens the salmonella. Das ist Kaplan. That's what the Rebbe brings down at the beginning. Aber später, in the Haggadah, bringt the zweite. And it's interesting that there was a difference of opinion in Rishonim, which it is, one or the other. The Rebbe chooses the words carefully. Zecher l'leveinu she'imai sechasis. You can see every word is meduyik. You have to treat this as the same way you treat a Rambam, was da Kirchen und Gribbeln Sache jeden Wort, in jeder Letter, was das da reingestellt, das nicht da reingestellt. This is a Maisa Nifla. Just the Hoya. I wasn't there by Kiddush. I wasn't there by Rochza. I wasn't there by Mamishtana. I came in the middle. And as I said, you're gar nicht gehört. Now, because I came early, I was able to get a normal place. I stood behind Rashad, either one or two places behind Rashad. I was directly opposite the Rebbe. The Tish and Ish Kibreit Tish. I was far from the Rebbe, so apart from Yudah. There, Ashmol Tish. So the nuances never escaped. So Kama Pratim. Number one. Let's get to Achilas Matzah and Moreh. You know that the Rebbe didn't have any teeth. There were a few teeth in his mouth here and there, Fananda Geshotah. Anybody who doesn't have teeth to eat hot matzah, it's an impossible thing to do. How do you chew the matzah? The Rebbe sat by his Seder. He took a number of pieces together. A shir is argument, because he took the whole top matzah, the kale, the whole top matzah, the shivroch kale, and he took whatever was the levy, the smaller part of that. So he ate, all what he ate was, I would say, a minimum of, nicht zwei gesessen, drei, schon mehr. Und er gelegt Stücke nach dem Mund. So those who were behind him or the other side couldn't see this. He broke little pieces with his hand, and he put it in his mouth that way. And then he chewed. Just to aid us to know how difficult it was for him to choose, once he wiped his mouth after he finished eating, and the shear that he ate, the shear from 6 minutes, 7 minutes, das ist die shear. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that was standard. But he was very makpid on the shpal, and shtikelach, very, very fastidious about that. He wiped his mouth afterwards, and because I was right opposite, I could see there was blood on it. The gums. Now, if you tear your gums and then you have chrein, you would expect to see some reaction, some response. Gar nicht. Gar nicht. It was impossible to take in everything that he had in one mouth. That's not shy. You can see it's not shy. He filled both sides of his mouth. Cheeks were full. And then he would start swallowing. Swallowed a little bit, and then ate again. So, did he take in both kazesim at one time? He had probably 2 kazesim in his mouth, maybe at one time. But he swallowed many times. The extra, larger shear that he had certainly took much more than that. That's the Achilas Matzah. Moreh, you know that the Rebbe took a little piece of moreh as well. So he had a slice of moreh, which was put inside, in the lettuce, in the chay, and then he wrapped it up. He wrapped it, interestingly, there were a number of pieces, smaller pieces from the lave of the lettuce, and then a few larger pieces that covered up. When he would dip in, he opened it up. That's how we know what it was. I wouldn't know it yet. And he took out a ball. It was the size at least of a ping pong ball. And what he would do, Bichlal, clearly, he would squeeze it out. Those who were there earlier told me that they saw it. He would squeeze it out and make a very tough, strong ball. And he took out a ping pong ball with a piece of hard chrein on top, dipped the ping pong ball, he dipped into the charesis. The charesis was in his tetzele. Then he put the charesis from the charesis on the table into his tetzel. Then he took from the charesis of the mappe, he put it in the tetzel, poured a little wine into it. So it was liquid in many ways. I mean, you could see that, but it wasn't a gush. And he dipped that in, 3 dips, covered it up, and he ate it. Never, the years I saw, I never saw anything on his face to indicate that the sichei But he coughed. He coughed reasonably. Try to eat like that. He'll cough. Years later, I talked to Shlomo Ganzenberg. So he says, so he made the charesa somewhere after Chatzos, the Emorah somewhere after Chatzos, and he left it open. So it wasn't so sharp. Try to take a ping pong ball of Emorah into your mouth and chew it.
This was ground?
Yeah, sure. And one slice, it was a small slice, a piece like this maybe. A small slice.
Thin, or was it like a
Thin
square?
slice. No, it wasn't the square. It wasn't the square. It was a slice. It was, he cut like a triangle into it.
The Rebbe did
They gave it to him. It was ready for him. And he put it in.
The Rebbe was massive by Achilas Matzah. The Rebbe would leave. The Rebbe would leave.
Mason, Seder you mean?
A Seder, yeah.
Of course. Of course. Achilas Matzah and the Kerach also. Was nicht. The Rebbe came and Mason with Rebbe. No,
That's why I'm asking.
No, it's said by the Rebbe. And the first year, the Rebbe gemacht das Seder, and later on he told Ron Paris was Balain Shulchan Aruch is Shulchan Aruch.
Very interesting.
Was these words was Balain Shulchan Aruch is Shulchan Aruch.
The Rav Shach was Mason in front of the Rebbe?
No. I don't know what happened to Tafshir Aleph.
I'm not asking, I'm asking the Kaplan.
What years that I saw in the Chavs, he was at Mason.
I'm assuming nobody was.
There was the Shmendrik next to Rashad.
If you go back to the mark for a second, you said that it was ground. It was shredded or ground? It was
Round.
Like a mush?
Round.
It was like almost like a mush then.
Ground.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then he squeezed out, and he made a ball out of it.
They intentionally made it less sharp.
Sean better than this. Yeah.
The Rebbe's back is very magnet. It was in front of him, on the side of the mountain.
On his right side.
On the right side of the mountain.
On the right side of the mountain. And then came the Haggadahs.
On the left side of the mountain, so.
On the right side.
The right side also.
Everything was on the right side.
And the mountains were all the way to the end of the table or pushed back?
They were close to the end of the table. Yeah. I wasn't there. Ich habe nicht gesehen, aber nicht gesehen. Ich habe gesehen, aber gesehen.
Did you ever get there by setup?
No.
So no.
No. Kerach, so there was a Seder, of course. Same thing there, he did the matzah, but he dried off. He dried off the lettuce again before he put the matzah in. Just the took it out. There's no Indian of tikkun. The Indian of macha tibul can sein das sinnlos, but kapo, was bringt darauf dort, his first thing, is managed with the mother allein. Sure. He ate the Seder, and he ate, again, no shear. Shear was not an issue. Chewing the mother, you could see, as talking Seder, when you don't have teeth, the teeth keep your mouth straight, because they click one to another. When you don't have teeth, your mouth moves around a little bit. So you can see that it's an arbiter of that. But no expression on the face of, oh, this is terrible. Nothing at all.
The Rebbe did by Craig, the Rebbe was titled motor again, the same way he did by
Yes. Yes.
Not the lettuce at all.
The Chiddush is, the Chuleh, Kappa is only for lettuce. But does he give it?
And the Rebbe mentioned that.
He mentioned, yeah, that first. But in the Haggadah, it's now it's part of the Haggadah, which then was here, at the end, I'll say it. That's just, Tzvos came and said, that's what happened. By the Suda, when they served fish, so the Rebbe poured salt on the fish, and I didn't see the fish under the salt. There was a whole layer of salt on top of the fish. I don't know how he ate it.
What kind of fish was it?
He filmed the fish.
Filmed the fish?
Yeah. If you want, I'll throw in a little story. I believe it was Tafshin Zayin. Beryl Futofas was one of the Mamunim on the kitchen in 676. I heard it from them. And he decided, was machen wir Mishuli? He geht reiben the fish, mol mit der, you know the word even, misarupke, mit der Hand, mol the fish, for 30, 40 Wochen, with a whole night's work, and buy an electric machine. It was good. So they bought a machine, he bought a machine, Kasher, they gemacht a living cow on the whole machine. It was an iron machine made out of cast iron, made a living cow on the whole machine. Only Kasher to the event, pimple like that. Und we gemacht the fish. Then he got a call from the Rebbe to the Chamadina. She says to him, ich heard, as by the Bochum is Farana elektrische Misarutke. Yeah, mit der Käfer Misarutke, sagt er, Efscher kann man machen meine Fische. It's life. So they ground up the fish there as well. And wie sie kommen zum Rebbe, sagt weiß ich nicht. Aber der Rebbe hat die Fisch nie. Nicht der erste Tag und nicht der zweite. Why anybody would tell him whatever, but the fish hat nie.
Because of the machine or because of
I'm telling you the facts. You put the facts in your place. You
What's
decide.
that? Who cooked the chal for the Who cooked the chal?
Who the people were?
No, I'm just like...
First there was mine, there was the cooks who were cooking upstairs, the sitting in the apartment.
They used to cook in the apartment?
Sure.
They used to cook in the...
Yeah.
Okay.
And bring everything from the kitchen.
And who was...
The marshal, what way to do is the kasher dollar, who did everything?
I wasn't there, I don't know.
So you're saying first they used to cook in the Friedrich Rebbe's apartment. And who used to cook?
I don't remember. Later on, years later, in Schomberg, Gansburg gekocht einmal, and who Brzezinski brothers cooked once, maybe even twice.
What are the
Their father was a cook in Bedford Avenue. And Yosef Brzezinski became a caterer. He was still a bocher, and he was helping his parents in Bedford Avenue. And Genuine doesn't cook with him.
So when was this that Rebbe used asked?
She asked Beryl a couple of days before Pesach.
What year died?
Tough she did say.
So she was cooking then, I'm presuming?
Either cooking or supervising. I don't know if she was cooking herself. Whatever the case is. Ihr wisst die meisten noch der Rebbe.
Wir wissen gar nicht.
Der alte Rebbe hat einmal nicht gehabt, kein Becher. Er darf sitzen bei der Magen mit der Becher. Er wird dort in Pesach. Wie Kasche dann Becher? Der Magen ist reingegangen und hat die Seder und gesagt, wie kommt zu mir eine gekaschelte Sache? Der alte Rebbe sagt, out upon him, don't take it off the table. So, if you want, let it sluch in every vote. They used to serve fish. As I said, it was a layer of the salt. How it was eaten, I don't know. Nobody who saw it could ever actually take it in his mouth. And you didn't see any, you didn't see any reaction to the fact that he's eating a crazy sheer of salt.
And the Rebbe himself put the salt on.
Yeah. Which doesn't. Then they served soup. The Rebbe drank wine between the fish. After the fish, he drank wine. He always poured his own wine. There was a bottle standing in front of him. He poured his own wine. A bottle, nicht allein in the graphene, and it wasn't in fancy or whatever it was. A bottle.
1 second, what kind of wine?
wine was made then, the first years was by Mr. Ganelis, who was a Lubavitcher Chassid who made wine, Ganelis Langer wine. And after that, it was Shloshim Karlson.
And he made just
Just for the apple?
No, you could buy it. Wie viel hat gemacht? The Rebbe says, I bought one time of that. Try out this Shloshim's wine. And we didn't drink wine with Chalav Pesach. No, we didn't drink wine. You'll have to make the Rebbe Seder was, I think, in 1 few cases. We had a little bit of wine at the bottom of the cup, and then we put grape juice in this. So the grace in the Hadrin, gemacht a kleinem shear, but more or less a shear of wine, as we drank Cholilik grape juice. But most of us, we took a little bit of wine, knowing some grape juice, and shared, then we in the bottle, and said, good, and we drank it. Otherwise, second day, you had to sit up till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't that good. You didn't drink your wine. I took 1 year, I took a Shloshim's wine. It was...
Can you go back to the salt for a second?
Huh?
2 questions on the salt.
Yeah.
Number one, it was kosher salt or regular salt?
I didn't check.
You could have seen, you don't remember. Okay. And did he put it on?
Not the Grover
It
salt.
wasn't the ground salt? And did they ever put it all on the matzah?
No,
Not at all.
no. Not at
That
all.
was because of the Seder or the whole Pesach? If you know.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I know that the whole Pesach, nach Hametzi, so he didn't dip in the Hametzi, but he took a little pinch of salt and he put it on the matzah. That's it. That's basically. That I saw. Al Kaplan. Some wine between the fish and the soup, instead of soup. Anytime anybody put anything in front of the Rebbe, so it would come from this side, because here Shmuel would be sitting. He wrote it. It came from this side, they put the soup down, the Rebbe would always turn around, Yeshikeh. Always. Every little thing, Yeshikeh. Then they brought the Alter Rebbe Shissel. You know there's a Shissel of the Alter Rebbe in the library today, and they had it in the Rebbe's apartment. That was the only Yerushalayim of the silver of the Alter Rebbe till I bought the Pushkina. I'm nicht gehe. Sie kommen. Okay, I tell you, sie kommen ein. Du sagst mir eine von der Retschitzer.
Who? Who?
The Retschitzer. Who was the Retschitzer? Shalom Zeid Bashneya son Admur Retschitzer. He was a grandson of the Tzemach Tzedek, and he was 20 years older than the Rebbe Rashab. The Retschitzer, he was a couple. He was the second brother of Reb Shlomo Zalman of Kaplan. Sein Tofresh Samach Tesla, Kaplan was nicht geworden, hat man ihm gemacht for Kaplan to Rebbe. He wanted to come to Kaplan, he decided to stay in Retschitzer. He was the Rav in Retschitzer. Al Koponim, einige von der Retschitzer, gehad wie Yerusha, a pushkele from Alten Rebbe. A little round pushkele. It was, they say, a tabak pushkele. Ich weiß die meiste der Alten Rebbe, die bekommen eine Matone von der, and he took it as into the mirror. Das ist ein tabak pushkele. Zilber, and there was a Michtav Yichas with it. Yes. Anyway, she came to Tzfas, this Enikut. And my brother got a hold of her, and said, so she said, yeah, on the condition that I'll give it myself, I don't want to send it with you. So she came here one time, my brother called me up and said, you know, you have to bring it to the Rebbe, and we'll give it to the Rebbe. So I wrote to the Rebbe first, that I'm bringing him. He was a very highfalutin professor, one member of the Academy of Sciences in Russia. He was the husband of the Amy.
Okay.
Anyway, ich habe sie zugegräht, was ich brachte zum Rebbe, and he gave the Rebbe the Pushkele, and the Rebbe...
This was by dollars or?
By dollars. He stopped a lot. Took a few minutes, gave it the Pushkele. Wie der Rebbe them genommen, it was very interesting. I was wondering, this is a highfalutin scientist, and dreht sich in der Hege Fenster, wie wird der Rebbe nehmen? What? I pointed out as we were going into the long line, you see all these people are coming for $1 and they wait for 20 seconds, the Rebbe may say something to them. I said, don't do it. Pushed the whole line through, went back to the do always. So get it, the time will come, etc., etc. We get to the Rebbe, and I said to the Rebbe, das ist Dr. so-and-so, so, we heard about the Rebbe's Pushkin. And I wrote to the Rebbe before Shabbos arrived. And the Rebbe says to me, was rufst du den Doktor? Er Professor. I said, Professor? I know. What can it know?
Do you remember his name?
It slipped me now. And after a certain age, there's a video of it. You see it. I don't know. Anyway, the Rebbe to Bagirist, he said, thank you to her Iker. She's the cousin after all. Sure. As we were walking down the stairs, near Label's office, he says to me, the Rebbe, he is verstanden. Verstanden. In other words, the doctor, I'm calling him doctor. In America, they're really a doctor. Okay, professor, you know. The Rebbe verstanden. After the new one. Sure. Das ist die Pushkele, die blieben am Rebbe, and it's in the Rebbe's desk today. A few things that remain there, the Pushkele is the Rebbe. They put the silver bowl next to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe took 3 spoons, and then if Shmuel would take it, he took 3 spoons. Ashag would take, he took 3 spoons. Went down the table, everybody took 3 spoons from the Alter Rebbe's whatever you want to call it, a little bowl, the Rebbe's bowl. That was soup. The Rebbe does. Everybody's sitting there. Understand this.
So they passed the bowl around
They pushed it over.
with the same spoon.
The spoon came in the bowl.
A service.
Right.
So
Like
it's
a
a
service.
ladle.
A
They
serving
served
spoon.
themselves.
Not a ladle, a regular
They
spoon.
didn't eat from it.
No.
Let's say it was a regular soup spoon. You
Yeah.
took just 3 little spoons and you put it into your bowl.
They served soup. You had a plate of soup. Then you added 3 little
Oh,
spoons
you had
from
a-
the Alter Rebbe's.
You had your own bowl of soup.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay,
yes.
fine.
Sure.
I'm trying to figure out how you take,
Next.
how you scoop up.
That's what it was. Now, everybody sitting there was on a metach, because the Rebbe would not start eating until everybody had a portion and was sitting down. He would bend over and check to see if the bochum at the end of the table was sitting already. And when they were sitting, then the Rebbe would start eating. Sean Bagansberg was a bocher, the Brickmans were bochrim, those who served. Shlomo Reinitz was there for 1 year. Those who served. Al Kaplan, when the Rebbe put down his fork, didn't eat with a knife. The Rebbe put down his fork, so everybody put down their forks. So, didn't have much time to eat. Eat before you put food. Yeah. So, when Essen gappen came the Gechnisch. There was a metach there. They put the meat down, invariably. The Rebbe would play with the meat. Meat. Now, first it was chicken, not meat. They would play with it. And this way, that way, to give them a chance to eat. Portion. And he took his eyes, you know, but to give them a chance to eat. Baby's don't chicken. And then, Yonda was always meat. And then, there was Lifton, apples. And that was it.
Really? Process.
No.
Process.
What did you just say?
Kapot. He said lift.
Kapot, Lifton.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Give me
Of the altar, I can't hear it. Rabbi ate the soup, interestingly. Everybody eats this way. You turn it toward yourself. Rabbi turned it the other way. It's forget. That's the blatt kliniker.
Was only chicken served?
Yes.
No potatoes or anything like
There was a potato soup.
No, I see
On the plate. That was the plate. Whatever. Me, die kennt uns gibt doch ganz hungrig. Not for the accusation. Sure. The report case Shalolio after mention. After mention. The Rebbe report case below himself, it was a plain glass. Nicht confusing. A plain, sicher glass. A regular glass. Smaller than that. Glass. The Rebbe benched. And, you know, the Suda was more relaxed than Zom B'Shas V'Agoda, because occasionally Rashad would throw in a word, the Rebbe answered in 2 words. Yes, come on, somebody came.
Before we get to Kaplan, one thing that I asked by the pouring of the makas.
Yeah.
What kind of dishes did it?
There was a dish on the floor brought to him. It had a little crack in it. The Rebbe would take the becher and he'd pour like this.
It's in the library.
Stayed on the floor.
So it was never
It's in the library.
It was not.
Question on that. Was the Rebbe careful to pour very, very little to keep more wine afterward?
I don't know. I didn't see that much. It was under the table. I don't know what it was. No. But he sat there. He sat. To be like the matzah, I wasn't. Shagolom, yeah, to be the truth. He picked it up and he put it down.
In der Akorde schreibt auch der Rebbe auch 3 Wochen Beginn bevor der Schone. Er hat gesessen, hat nicht geheben 3 Wochen. What did you see?
I don't know.
He picked it up.
He picked it up and wrote it. I don't remember. But
you go high and you go down, so it's 3 troughs. You go like the one there.
whatever.
That works out.
He picks it up, put it there. Shut this face. Back to this. Afikaim. So he ate the whole afikaim of a. The afikaim took, I don't know. If the achilas matzah took 10, 12, 15 minutes, the afikaim could have taken half hour.
The matzah that the Rebbe had was baked by who and by when?
Erev Pesach.
Everything was
Everything was baked Erev Pesach.
and they didn't. If they knew that matzah was going to the Rebbe, they didn't try to make it a little thinner than the 3 matzahs per pound.
Today's matzah is nicht gematzah. Today's matzah you need a hack to hack.
Is that thinner matzah then today?
Then, by the sheer tov, you can't test it.
One second. So
How over time?
how many matzahs per pound do you think?
There were 8 matzahs per pound on the sheet.
There were 8 matzahs?
8 matzahs per pound. Sometimes 7. Sometimes 7. 8 matzahs per pound. I mean, that's the bottom of the Muslim.
So it wasn't even like, wow, you're saying that it's 5 cents.
There were 8 matzahs per pound. So maybe 7.5 sometimes.
This was this big or this big?
This one here or in Broom Street before. What's Broom Street?
Court.
Okay, whatever. Here comes matzah in Broom Street.
City? The matzah maker was in Manhattan.
Originally?
Yeah.
Till please Tashikov, Aleph, something like that.
So the Rebbe took half hour to the matzah. Was Pascha says?
Says could not have been
Whatever. He ate a kezayis before Chatzos Tashur.
But he wasn't back with
He looked at the watch. He looked at the watch. So he was marketing.
Bacon.
Nee. Weet de nacht kennen niet. Second night was niet meer.
And everyone else bought the same thing. Also from Rebbe or from when they brought
Ja,
it?
daarin die waren zijn maat.
So everyone else bought the Seder
used their own matzah. Their own. The Rebbe gebracht matzah. The Rebbe brought up his matzah wrapped up in paper, and that was that. He chose the matzahs downstairs. He came up with nicht nur die drei matzahs. There had to have been one or two more. And he came up just with the. No.
He didn't send for the Rebbe?
No.
So where did the Rebbe send?
They had their own, they made their own Seder. Had their own kind of, yeah.
Where was the Rebbe all this time? She was in the kitchen.
No, there's a dining room.
They were in the dining room.
The dining, where the Rebbe sat really was supposed to be the living room by the doctor. The dining room was further down, close to the kitchen.
We've also been in the
If you've been there, there's another room next, parallel to the kitchen. That's the dining room. That's where the Rebbe sat.
It's a much bigger room.
No, the dining room is a bigger room.
Right, the dining room is bigger.
Where the Rebbe sat is the bigger room. They had the smaller one. It's a door connecting.
They had that in China.
Yeah.
Sie nicht gehabt bei
by the ladies section.
Dosi Wasi Givan. Who sat there? Two sisters, Hamadina, and the Rebbe's mother used to sit, and Manya sat there, and
Manya? Who's Manya?
Manya was the Dienstnichtu who took care, and then Beryl Haskin's Mamzer sat over there, and Leonardo. Oh, not the Mamzer. Fluff. Dafür käme zu gelangen. So, ich so, Schmodkin sagt mir, ihr gedenkt 45 Minuten. So, ihr gedenkt nicht 45 Minuten. Nein, es gibt 45 Minuten, ziemlich schön. So, ihr gedenkt? Okay, that's a good enough time. It's a good enough. Oh, but it didn't take 15 minutes. It was more.
So there's no Achilas Bas. Definitely not the time for it.
בנגיע אצלם, אף אחד לא חושב שתגיע. Just
Did that market to leave a piece of application?
I'll tell you.
How did the Rebbe do Haseva if Shmuel Levitner was right next to him? How close was it? The Rebbe had
There was another chair.
Oh, there was another chair.
There were two pillows on the chair, and the Rebbe's a Cholish. That was the only, normally Shmuel sat close to him. But here there was a chair and two pillows, and the Rebbe's a Cholish. It's like he put his elbow down first. He was down all the way. He leaned on the pillows.
The Afikim, I'm assuming, was there, between the pillows. No. I'm saying the Rebbe put it over there.
Between the two pillows.
Between the pillows.
Two pillows on the chair.
Two pillows on the chair.
And his chair was
No.
no armrests on the chair?
No. The only armrests were on the Friedrich Rebbe's chair. No armrests. Then after that came the bench. Only Western question. Yo.
Said he wouldn't say about the piece.
But one thing, doesn't the say to pour patiently over before benching?
No, come on.
Take wine from the table and put it in front of him. No, yes. Stefan Oscar. One of the Bochum went down. And then, once the Bochum went down, everything changed. The mood became, Azar Etzini is gesagt, to feel it. Nicht metach. The metach that you always saw when the Rebbe was sitting in front of the Friedrich Rebbe's chair. Angestrenktkeit. He's sitting in front of the Rebbe. But now it became, is unverfehlt. His eyes, his face. Everything changed. Here he said it loud enough that those standing around could hear. Hallel nishtazeh. Hallel. I was not far away, but I couldn't hear Hallel really. But once Hallel HaGodol came, everything changed. Hallel HaGodol, the yet the vort fun Hallel HaGodol till after Nishmas, you could hear every word. Follow along every word.
I was just going back for a second. They went with one candle, two candles? One candle.
Can we go back to African for a second?
What?
To African.
Yeah.
Was anything about African eventful, or was it just very routine?
I don't think there was any difference between the African and Achilas Matzah. I couldn't see any difference. He drank water. He drank water. There was a cup in front of him.
During Shulchan his Kaira stayed on the table or not?
Yes.
But there was obviously.
Obviously, to make room for the play.
And the Becher as well.
The Kaira stayed on the table?
Yes.
And then it was taken off after, or taken off after everything?
The Kaira, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
But the Becher was there also.
The question I have is, was there any other matzah on the table?
On the table?
Yeah.
No matzah on the table.
Not in a bag, nothing?
No,
matzah?
no. People have matzah bazil. Not that I know.
People have a custom to take off the tablecloth when the matzah was being used and start the meal fresh. They're very OCD with the matzah. That's what I'm asking. Did the Rebbe take such great lengths?
So the Gelenke bracket auf dem Tisch, and there was nothing.
Matzah never touched the table. You had on the Kaira.
On the Kaira, he broke off a piece and ate.
From the Kaira, so there was matzah.
Under the
that's what I'm asking. When people was the Rebbe as diet to some people.
Some people.
Yeah, but when he broke off the matzah from the Kaira, taking it himself, so it's possible to front of
He was very careful about crumbs.
Wait a second, let's rephrase the question. Yom Tov in the free, when it wasn't the Seder, we had the Rebbe here, and okay, we'll come to that later. The Rebbe did brought from the matzah, everything in the matzah.
Everything under the matzah.
Everything in the matzah.
Everything into the matzah was the tablecloth cleared and everything?
I don't remember anything.
He didn't see blacklots from that.
I don't remember seeing any blacklots.
He didn't see any crumbs on the table.
Hallel. No, you heard that before. Once we got to Hallel HaGodol, hey, do Hashem kitei ki yom chazeh. Hey, the whole rest of the Haggadah was that. And it was a tremendous dveikis. Nobody was there. The Yemenkim Mitzias. Everybody was ignored. Nishmas. Getag shtir avot, kleinosh. Nishmas kol chai. Maybe not the b'dik over here. Baruch Shimcho Hashem Elokeinu Beruach Ugol Basar Tefoel V'Seimein Zichrecho Malkeinu Tomid. That gets it, more or less. And you could hear the words. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. That was the big one. Heard the words and we saw it. It's hard to describe. The Rebbe in front of us always put on a master. We didn't really get into what he was experiencing. But here, you saw what he was experiencing. You saw his goof react to what he was experiencing. Hands were under the table.
itself, Rebbe didn't really shock up.
No, because he was going like this all the time.
Right.
In Nishmas, were there any punctuations where the Rebbe raised his voice specifically?
I'll tell you, Yisrael Shmotkin is a good expert. He's a good expert at that. He at Uzi Chazat Yetavot. I reviewed it with him. When he says something to me, as he did a couple of days ago, what's up, like, yeah. And he was like a sponge, messing up Charles. Okay, Isaiah Durigain. I mean, we saw what we never saw a whole year. We never saw the Rebbe in that matzah. Never. A Yisreimanus that you could, it's palpable, you could feel it. He didn't look at anybody, only looking at the Haggadah. He had the vote to Isaiah was in.
Would you say it's the same thing as the made to describe? I'm trying to imagine it. Would you say it's the same thing as the Rebbe died in front of the omelet?
No. Kein shum dinyan. How could I describe? You see, the Rebbe is nicht mit uns jetzt. The Rebbe is in a higher plane. Guck dich das Ding, sagt jeden Wort, mit seinem Nusach und sein Gott, und nicht todo, he's experiencing the words. See, it was as Eis Reynolds. In der Reynolds steht sich gestanden, andere hat ihn gewinnt. Look, you couldn't control this. Just the machzor, just to see what you saw. To tell you how everything is medicor, so you know, noch Menschen, noch the Haggadah, and the Tzrigossen, the Rebbe Tzrigossen.
So before that, by Yishara and Shekhinah, there was any difference?
The same thing all the way through to the end.
What was the height?
Until the bracha?
Nishmas.
The whole Nishmas was the
The
height?
whole Nishmas.
And Shekhinah and Yishara was already toning down?
Noch, wisst ihr noch später, aber bis zurück dem Shira Kosfelelio, he poured back into the bottle. So here, everybody's seeing Kiliato, and was the Rebbe Giton, then came in the I can tell you in very general terms that he didn't want to pour back from Kiliato, which was pogrom, pour it back directly into the bottle. So he poured it into his bottle, then he poured some wine into his bottle. That wine from his becher, he poured back into the bottle. But that would be normal if 2 or 3 shvichas, he poured from the glass into his becher, added the water, back and forth, there was more wine here, there. Nobody figured out what he was doing.
Because?
A regular glass. A regular 8-ounce table glass.
That's bigger than your deal. How big was the Rebbe's case?
So it wasn't in silver?
No,
I'm telling you, a plain glass. There was no silver on the table.
Altogether.
No silver.
The Rebbe's becher was glass?
The Rebbe's becher was silver.
Oh.
Or Nochazach.
And the kaila, what about the kaila?
No, that's and becher.
The Beis Admur, the Sadrin is a Kairo, Yederin on a Kairo, the Vatu Admur, she Seder is a Kairo al Tas shel Kesef. Das steht doch in Agoda. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the Rebbe had a silver tray, but the silver tray was covered with paper. It covered it with paper all around. So you couldn't even see the silver. And the negate to that, and the fact that negate to the matzah. I heard Schoenberg that when the Rebbe went down, he never left his becher on the table. He always took his becher with him. He always took his becher with him. So he had the Haggadah and the Seder of Shabbos he had in one hand, in the left hand, to get over here. And the becher, with the tetzel on top of it, he had in the other hand. So who brings down the kaira? Schoenberg. So, the tetzeler. The tetzeler and the tishlach on top. Yeah? Okay. Schoenberg decided, nicht dass gemacht hat decision. Zu machen geringer, so können wir das nehmen. So genommen den Matzo, da weggelegt auf the tetzeler mit der ganzen Dose, and he was mesader it differently, so he should take it downstairs. He came downstairs, follows the Rebbe into the room, and puts it down on the Rebbe's desk. The Rebbe takes a look and said, "Oh, das gibt dem ganzen Seder."
What did he do?
He took the matzah, the other matzah that was left over, and he put it on top of the kaira, whatever, it was solid when he should be able to carry it. Oh, he beat them ganzen Seder. But they didn't know what to say even. You can't vorstellen, sagt was ich will ein Deal, ich werde Kleider kann, and they had to write in the store. Nicht, dass das geroscht. And he wasn't sure what to do the next days after. Aber genommen hat geguckt, und dann didn't come. He took the tetzel and the tishlach, and he took like down like this, and this he took on the other hand, he walked out. So the Rebbe gesagt, ja, aber dann ist sie gewinnt gut. Was das meint, ich weiß nicht. I'm just telling you, you see the deal over there.
But again, going back, what was the Rebbe put with anything from the fucking you finished up the whole,
At the end of the Seder, after he made bracha on the place and he made bracha on then saying Shana Abba?
Sure.
Saying was there a tinsel or was it?
No.
It was very serious singing?
There's no singing yet.
So it was just
Shana Abba Yerushalayim, and that was it. And then, after that, when it started to put back the case for Eliyahu, then there was a Kirliyahu. The Gilu Biroda. The mood in general was such, can ich bringen tanzen? The mood was not like that. Ernst der hate. So the Gilu Biroda.
what do you mean?
The gesungen in a serious way, nicht auf der Heilige.
By Haidu, Haman, who did that? Who was the leader?
Rebbe.
That's or Yankel?
Yankel Katz, like that, and they ignored it.
What do you mean? Nicht mitgesagt?
Mitgesagt.
No, it says by Haidu, you're supposed to repeat.
Yeah, you're supposed to repeat, and the Rebbe repeated.
But who was saying Yankel Katz was leading people?
Yes.
The Rebbe was on his own speed.
The Rebbe was. Sifrana was the Rebbe emphatic. Sifrana was the Rebbe.
But if you're saying that was saying loud enough, I'm sure Yankel Katz was able to hear, so he went faster than the Rebbe?
No. Okay, what is he saying? Four sentences.
No, I'm saying the whole Haidu, even to get up to there. The whole house.
You know what? I didn't hear Yaakov Katz. We're focusing on that. I don't remember hearing Yaakov Katz. Whatever. If you think it's time again, Yaakov Katz. Sorry. But that's what you mean. We'll focus on this. Odoshidas.
Shkach.
In Nochum, there was ever, when you were there, that Nochum, the Seder Genrik, that the Rebbe don't give him, was 1 year of Tess or Mom, that the Rebbe is not.
I wasn't there in Chodesh. Ich hab stark Chasna gehabt.
And the Sudas after, the Sudas by day, where were they held? They were held also upstairs, or they were held somewhere else?
No, upstairs.
They were held upstairs. And who came to those Sudas?
People were invited to the cities. People, the Rebbe used to ask, there is a Nochum, and she would invite people to us.
Who would Alter Rebbe invite?
The Alter Rebbe would send down either Schomber, somebody else. You don't use that movements in Rebbe's teach.
And over there, and you ever buy those scissors?
Me?
Same.
No, to me, as a
Observer.
observer.
Oh, to observer, sure.
And what did you see?
So let's start.
I was at so many sudas.
So I was.
None of us were.
1 second. Okay.
So what's that? First of all, where was the Rebbe's? They ate in the same room or they ate in the back?
Same place.
They also ate in the back.
Always.
So both meals on Yom Tov, the Rebbe and the Rebbe, they
Always.
So by the end of the Seder, was there anything left on the Kaira aside from the Zaya?
What should you do?
In the Kappas?
Kappas went off he didn't leave it on the
Right, so it's off.
He took whatever he didn't eat, he took off.
After Kappas, he took off the Beitzah. The Beitzah here.
When?
How did he eat the
was
Beitzah?
peeled. Was peeled before, or was
Interesting, no. The Rebbe would take the Beitzah and roll it, and then it just peeled off in one piece. Now, once in a while, I can do it occasionally to have half come off. But exactly to do that, I go to the Zissel Bukarski. Just a little geproof, the Jäger geproof, but what can you nicht tun?
The Charesis was
And
also off.
And then he would dip it in 3 times into the Salzwasser, the Reimo, and he did not check the egg, and he ate it in his mouth in 2 bites.
Rebbe did Adam or Rebbe broke it?
The other day, he didn't check it.
No, I'm saying Rebbe broke it and he put it in his mouth. Rebbe did Adam.
Took it in his mouth and he bit off half,
Wow.
and then he bit off the other.
And the Charesis was also off.
Oh yeah, it's so dry.
This was in the Tetzler.
Oh, I was like, for
So what's it?
They washed it, of course. Fathers of the Shomber used to come over, take the Rebbe's becher, only him, takes the Rebbe's Tetzler, it's washed and gebracht to eat.
And 1 second, let's go.
It's toast here for that becher. I'll be big.
The Chazeres, the Rebbe used what? Endives, the Rebbe used romaine lettuce.
Romaine lettuce.
Romaine lettuce.
Romaine lettuce.
And the stem was still at the end of it.
Always the stem was there.
It's at the after model with his gelos or this is the vegan.
The Rebbe together. There was never anything left over.
What stem are you talking about?
Stem of the lettuce. There was never anything left over.
I mean the core.
The Rebbe left the
That black, that piece, that
No.
What are you talking about?
The heart.
Broke it off. Have you
He
broke it
broke
off?
off a piece of lettuce.
It didn't happen
Finished the
before.
lettuce and brought
He
it.
broke it off.
Yeah, you wouldn't even eat the
How
whole.
do you check it if you broke it off?
It was all checked on the table. It was a pile of
It's
lettuce.
this if the Rebbe's kaiding. You mean a Chazeres?
A whole chazaras? It wasn't a whole chazaras. It was a leaf. It was 1 leaf, 2 leaves.
What are you saying, Moshe? There's a whole head of romaine lettuce and
No, I'm asking, what was on the Rebbe's kaiding for Chazeres? Not the head, I mean the stem, the middle of the Chazeres or just a regular leaf?
The bitter part, you mean?
There were three
That's what I was going with.
little leaves from the interior, and then there were 2 that covered it. It was bereva. It was gazais. And inside there was the chay.
Was there anything underneath every semen?
Eli, the head is sagt, that the Rebbe Zugig of the Rebbe's kaiding, the ganze Gazais Morde, given by the Chazeres, und in the
Und
middle.
das hat der Rebbe gegessen.
Und bei Morde, it's again 2 Morde selber sagen.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Was there anything underneath every semen? Between the Kaira and the Simonim?
I think, I'm not sure, but I think once I saw Charesis, there was a piece of paper on it. But anything else, there was nothing.
Straight onto the
Next
paper.
word, I
I think
it was a cloth.
Yeah.
I think you spoke about this before. There was only 1 kaira on the table, right? Everyone had their own kaira?
Everyone had a kaira.
Everyone did have?
Sure.
There's only the Rebbe had.
No.
So all the Bacham also had their own kairas?
The Bacham sitting at the edge of the table, the two Bacham? Yeah, sure.
It was 2 Bacham there, that's it?
No,
Everybody else was standing.
okay.
They were like, they felt. Let me ask you, did Rebbe dried the lettuce himself? I guess you weren't there before, but I'm saying before he put it on the matzah for the kaira, did Rebbe tried it again? Did he say that? No. Rebbe just put it straight. That's number 1. And the end of the meal after Halal Agodol, did the Rebbe acknowledge anybody, or the Rebbe was just still just like focused? Did the Rebbe say, "Ich vergesse es machen, Abracha," or
No.
nothing?
think he said Yom Tov.
That was
That's
like
about it.
doing something.
I think he said Yom Tov.
The Rosh Hashanah that the Rebbe nicht gerecht, right?
Shag asked, remember, Shag asked, the Rebbe would answer a few words.
This is both start, second night as well.
Sometimes. He didn't ask every time. Sometimes he asked.
And I'm saying both starting was quiet or just
Yeah.
Did the Rebbe ever say a beer in the middle of the Avodah?
Never.
Wow.
Then the second day, downstairs, if I bring it. Then we came down at 1:30. See, on
Remember
we
roughly what
ran
time
right
it was?
away. We had to run immediately from the Seder.
It's going to be for men.
Ended that late?
Sure.
What did he say?
End that late? Sure. How much was it? I had to run downstairs a couple of places.
The next day?
No.
It was Habayim at the end of the second day. After the Seder.
I thought you were saying after this. Oh, you're going after the meal.
No.
After the Seder, on the second day, at 1:30 in the morning, the Rebbe would come down for Brain. At
So what-
of Zion, there was already a minor.
Right.
So what year?
As
Until what year was this for bringing?
long as he had the Seder upstairs. Just not sure what.
What was the tea that
The tzia was that the Rebbe closed his eyes when he was talking. He closed his eyes. And he said that Ken is good for him, But listen, the Gleichheit of the Markers and he took him back. You drink 4 cases of wine and that's stuff I bring in a hot cup. You know how it is. I remember one particular individual, all of our showing, they're all gunnery. One particular individual used to sit down in a regular place. Ice drink is up. And in 10 minutes, and then he took schroppen. Never closed his eyes. If you look at the Biyam, the Godel, the human that Godel, the Schmack of the human, is in case you want it. You know, so. Mit gegessen beginnen in Heimat besuchen. We were alive by that Fabrengen more than any other. Seder? Before the Australians, other than that, when the Bachim came, the first groups that came, Tafshin Chavez, and the army gave them permission to go out for 3 months only. The Rebbe says, ich stachel sein sich. Ich sage, bis noch besser. Sie dürfen doch sein, a Yiddischen Seder. A Yiddischen Seder. The Rebbe was very, very neigering on his coming to very much. There was some Chetzenis that you mentioned, who came with the guest Ashtikov, who came in him, that was going by the Rebbe's listening, whatever, you know, the Schwarz is good. Don't cook this, then cook with the Rebbe to come. Kind of came in himself.
Did Rebbe ever encounter the kfula or something during the Seder? Matzah, there was a kfula or something?
How could he check it? He brought up matzahs that he wanted.
According to Nochum, you're supposed to check it.
Wie gewinnt du das bei Tov, wenn wir das Pesach?
It's much more like a shot at all of the flag. And then, wie kommt der Shot zu fragen, als der für Geschmack gescheit ist?
Das was?
Of course. Wie wird früher vielleicht, kommt es eine schwere Sache. Wir reden mit der Schaden. Nein, ich kenne das nicht. You know, it's too complicated. And sometimes, das ist gut. Anybody else?
But for the dumb questions, we'll put up cats. Or not cats. Who was the one that was some questions that were not fit for the table?
Because he didn't want, Ashad didn't want to do it. So some Schwenz Bochum, we try to get Yichugin, listen, you have to answer in 2 minutes. Ashad asked. Ich habe doch gewusst, dass Ashad vielleicht nicht Bescheid, you know? Und das Baby im Augen am Tisch, ja. I'm not going to see it, it's full. You know, it's over. Sachen musst du nicht dort in anderer Ort. That was the Suda's Machlal,
One last question. This concept that the Rebbe ate Shmuling chocolate. Do you know if there's any source for it?
I never saw
It was at the Seder. The Seder
What?
brings
it.
chocolate.
The Seder-
Seder, I know, but maybe you weren't only at the Seder. You were around as well. Other
I know that the Rebbe ate Kaddish.
Kaddish.
We all know.
What brand do you remember or no?
Did he?
Yeah.
It was only one.
Wait, on Pesach?
What was it?
Yeah, Pesach.
What was the one brand?
Kaddish. And whether it's sour cream or not is a machlekes.
What was the brand?
Machlekes.
Ah, Smitten.
But chocolate.
The machlekes. I asked Shomber. It was just big, Shomber, and he doesn't want to answer. It's just big.
So what was the brand of the cottage cheese? Do you
It was
remember?
J&J.
Oh, everything was J&J. Now, someone just
Then
mentioned
came
something about
100 later came.
someone mentioned that you got chocolate from the Rebbetzin.
I got chocolate.
That's what I heard.